And this one is a competitive card battler, and in this game players will be gaining cards of different factions, with each faction being associated with a certain element type, and players will be using those cards to attack their opponents or defend themselves by collecting resources of the appropriate faction and then using those resources to activate those cards. To get set up, the game offers a few different types of drafting as well as deck construction depending on how familiar players are with the game. But all the cards for this game will be contained in a single box. You're not going to have to buy booster packs or anything like that in order to get your hands on all the different cards. But one of the primary mechanisms in this game, and the thing that I think makes it most unique from other card battlers, is the way that the drafting works, because at the start of each round, players are going to be passing around a single deck of cards, but then you'll be able to exchange any cards from your hand with any of the cards from that deck. This simultaneously allows you to build up your deck with the cards that you think you'll need the most, but then it also lets you determine which cards get passed on to the next player. So you're going to have a bit of control for yourself and a bit of an effect on the players that come after you. And like I said, each of these cards will be associated with a specific element, and you're going to be spending resources of those various elements in order to activate the abilities of those cards. The cards will offer a whole wide variety of different effects and abilities, some of them even granting you additional resources. But another way that you can grant resources in this game is by recycling those cards of a specific element in order to gain that resource type. But a really neat thing here is that as you gain more and more of a specific type of resource, you're actually going to be moving up on a track that will gain you more proficiency in that resource. And every time you move 3 notches up that resource, you're going to be gaining a wild resource that you can spend in any way that you want. In order to attack another player, you're going to be issuing your cards into the play area of that player. But if you want to play any of your cards to defend yourself instead, you'll be keeping those in your play area. A neat thing here is that all players can do this simultaneously, but then there's going to be an initiative system that determines which cards are going to be activated first. And the fun doesn't stop there, because each of these cards are also going to fall into 2 different categories. There's going to be your augment cards and then your graft cards. And if you take one of each type of these cards, you can actually combine them together to stack their effects, creating an almost endless amount of permutations. And the game continues like this, with players trying to eliminate the other players until there's only one player left standing, and that player wins the game. And if you want to know more, if you want to check this one out, I have links to the campaign in the description below.